Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages.
BiGGs Golf Talk.
This is gonna suck. Hey.
A place for information, advice, golf news, golf reviews, and of course, golf humor.
Oh man, I'm taking a leak in my pants.
BiGGs Golf Talk.
It's showtime, baby.
BiGGs Golf Talk is presented by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Qualify for the King's Cup today by visiting usgolfchallenge.com or bigsgolftalk.com to find a local qualifier near you. BiGGs Golf Talk is also sponsored in part by ShotScope. Data is power. Encore Golf. Photo Ball Marker. McNally 22. UFO Tour Golf. Ready Putt. And Spider Divot Tools. Connect with BiGGs Golf Talk on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Golf Ball. Subscribe to us on YouTube. In iTunes, we're available in the Google Play Music Store, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all of your Alexa devices. BiGGs Golf Talk website is www.bigsgolftalk.com, BiGGs golftalk.com. He is the GolfFather, Bill Cuebas, the Golf Diva, Amanda Robertson, and I am Big John Vick. And I'll tell you what, we are back from a long trip. Bill, the GolfFather Cuebas, good morning.
Good morning, Big John.
What a trip we have had from Bay Hill to New Mexico to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Bill, the GolfFather Cuebas, Big John Vick on the road, on the tour, and boy, oh boy, what a 3 weeks it has been.
Oh, yeah, it's been a crazy, fun, long journey that we've had, but it's been a beautiful one.
We started off with the King's Cup at Bay Hill Club and Lodge, and I'll tell you what, Billy, to be honest, I thought the place would be bigger, but the atmosphere was what I thought it would be. Gentleman atmosphere type thing. No hats in the clubhouse. Must
no
wear
hats
college.
virtually anywhere.
Yeah. That's the first time I've ever seen a week-long go with Bill, the GolfFather Cuebas, without a hat. The only time he actually wore a hat was on the golf course when we were golfing. Other than that, off the golf course, he didn't wear a hat for that whole week. I was impressed.
Yeah, I mean, and it was easy. I have signs posted everywhere, and it got to a point, even though it says from the restaurants and the clubhouse and stuff like that, no hats, but you could do it, on your other parts of the resort.
Anything
I just decided not to.
Yeah.
It was like, you know what? It don't matter. So I didn't wear it. I didn't use it, and I just went about my business. And I'm almost getting used to it. And now I got a nice new shiny haircut. And I say shiny because now some of my spots on my head are popping through. But I got a new haircut. So I try to clean up. I think I cleaned up a little bit, pretty good, but I'm all right.
Bill, let's talk about the King's Cup a little bit here because U.S. Golf Challenge did a terrific job representing America here in the USA, put it on a great event. The Irish counterparts coming over to America for the first time to defend the King's Cup, but the USA pulled it out on the last day to get and win the King's Cup, and it's here in the USA. But, Billy, the competition takes backseat to compare to what happens off the golf course. America, Ireland, always getting together every single night, enjoying the spirits, having some laughs, singing some songs. There's goofballs, too. There's your goofballs out there that, went a little bit overboard, but that's all right. That's what it's all about. I must say, if you don't experience something like this and you love to golf, and you love to golf in a competition, this U.S. Golf Challenge is the real deal for amateur golfers. It really, really is. You and I have made new friends, new brethren, if you will. Even from across the land in Ireland, we met so many terrific people.
They were, and Miss McCool, she was one of
the biggest Irish trash talker there is. I'll tell you.
Oh my God! But you know what, Biggs?
It was all fun.
She is an amazing.
Yes, she is.
How you say motivator?
Yes, she is.
She was everywhere. It didn't matter. in the clubhouse, during breakfast, out after the matches, before the matches, during the matches. She was on different holes. She was everywhere.
She was also like the mama because she was like, "Come on, boys, bedtime.
Yes,
let's go."
She was everywhere, inspiring her team.
Yes,
and watching her at work. I mean, she looked like a pro out there. You know, I was like, wow. I mean, I didn't want them to win, and thank goodness they didn't. But you know, just watching how she inspired them to keep going and keep playing. They had some really good golfers on that team, and I'm glad that we took it out. But just watching her alone was inspirational. The way she cheered them on.
It really was. It truly was. And getting to know her and the leadership that she provides for Team Ireland was just something extraordinary and special.
Yeah.
You know, let's talk more about the U.S. Golf Challenge because here it is. This is your time to qualify to go national, and you go national at Myrtle Beach. Golf heaven right there. But if you qualify at the national and you represent Team USA, guess where you're going? You're going to Ireland, and you're going to represent Team USA in Ireland. And Billy, the description that Lynn McCool gave where they're going to be playing for the King's Cup and the atmosphere and the spirits that's going to take place out there in Ireland, how can someone not want to be there?
You cannot not want to be there. I mean, it's an amazing place. It's the land of golf where, I mean, there's a little bit of discrepancy of where it started, but I'm going to say there. I don't care because that place is beautiful. I wish, it makes me want to compete. You know what I mean? Because I want to go to Ireland. I think that would be a
By the way, a
way
friend of ours, there was a media conference that we could not go to, the ING conference. We are part of the ING system, but you know, your good friend, John Duval won the event for the U.S. Golf Challenge, and he is on his way to the Nationals. And I think there's a good chance that John Duval and his partner will represent Team USA.
Yeah, Brian Steffen and them, you know, they fit right within the guidelines. You know, ideally to compete, you need there to be a close handicap within the age brackets. I believe, you know, somewhere like maybe 5, 6, 7 max. And this way you could evenly play it. But between John Duval and Brian Steffen, you got that perfect matchup. They could take it all the way. And, you know, a lot of people don't know, but John Duval, he's traveled, done a lot of different events. He's gone to some magnificent places to golf and represent the USA. And you know what? They got a really good shot taking the division. I'm looking forward to seeing them in Myrtle Beach.
Father's Day is fast approaching, Billy. Let's talk about the Father's Day gift guide we have on Golf Ball. What do you got on Father's Day gift guide?
Well, you know, Zoom T has that magnificent package that they put together with several, you know, other companies, and it's under $19.99. You know what I mean? So that's a great gift. We have everywhere from Zoom Tees to golfball.com. You know, where they do the markings. We have Photo Ball Marker, which always makes a great gift. Golf Dots, you know, you can, the number one father loves golf. They got plenty that you can mark your balls without using a marker. We put Bushnell, they have their little tiny golf GPS in a shot scope, $159. It's incredible. You can't go wrong with it. So there's a lot of great deals on there that I've listed. We have promo codes. If they exist, we got it. Check our site out because we got maximum, not 15% off. We got 20% off golf energy bars. The normal, if you sign up, is 15. You use our code, you get 20% off. Sale price, any price, whatever the discounted price is, you will get 20% off. Check it out. There's a lot of nice stuff on there.
Check it out at golfball.com. We'll also have a link to that Father's Day gift guide on BiggsGolfTalk.com. Today on the show, we're going to have a roundtable discussion, myself, Bill the Golffather Cuebas, and Amanda Robertson, about Haney. Also in the second hour, the producer of the Loopers movie is going to be joining us. Loopers, Caddie's Long Walk, is going to be joining us. country music star Rob West to discuss his new album, Arizona, and our BiGGs product of the week that happens to be one of the products in the Father's Day gift guide. All that here on BiGGs Golf Talk. Phrase of the week is Arizona, and it's time to announce the winners, Billy, of our May giveaway.
Whoop, whoop. Dun, 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 dun.
The winner of the Tito's backpack is Josh Geisich. I'm sorry if I butchered your last name, but Josh Geisich, you are the winner of the Tito's backpack. And the Patriot Zoom Tee pack is the one and only Justice Max.
Justice Max.
Repeat back-to-back winner. That just proves you got to enter. Got to enter to win, baby.
Heck yeah. Wait till they see the new prizes for June 2.
That will be listed on our website on Monday, but we will tell you one of them is a golf cart by Big Max.
Whoop, whoop.
There you go. All right, so Monday we'll have the contest on there and all that. So we have a big show. We have a big show.
Very big show.
So let's get started here.
Big
Golf Talk will return right after this with On Par with Amanda. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Boxer Shorts, and I've got some big news. BiGGs Golf Talk is now on iHeartRadio. You can download their app for free or go to iHeart.com and search for BiGGs Golf Talk. And make sure while you're there that you favorite us so that you'll know when we're on. Join all the other millions of listeners on iHeartRadio and listen to BiGGs Golf Talk. We're the best. Rye.
The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is in its 5th season of identifying the best two-person amateur teams in the country. 8 teams and 4 flights in 2 age divisions represent Team USA in a Ryder Cup-style competition with their international counterparts in the King's Cup. We're looking for amateur golfers like you. The King's Cup is played in honor of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer, whose honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and commitment to excellence represent the ideals for which the game of golf is known. The road to the King's Cup begins with a local qualifier. Over 100 local qualifiers will be conducted throughout the U.S. beginning in February. By finishing in the top 30% of their local qualifier, teams earn their way into the USGC King's Cup National Qualifier. The USGC is also looking for golf courses to host qualifiers. For information or to search for a local qualifier, the USGC website is www.usgolfchallenge.com.
This is a commercial for golfers. Take the next step to improving your game with ShotScope and discover your strengths and weaknesses. Analyze statistics on your clubs, tee shots, approaches, short game, and putting. ShotScope V2 is the golf watch that combines GPS distances with automatic performance tracking. Once you have it, you won't want to play around without it. Check out ShotScope.com to take your game to the next level.
It's time for commentary, opinion, and controversy. On Par with Amanda. And here's the golf diva, Amanda Robertson.
Good morning, boys and girls. Hope everyone is having a great Saturday morning and enjoying BiGGs Golf Talk. You are listening to On Par with Amanda. Well, folks, last week we got into the hot and heavy topic of Hank Haney. He has definitely been drugged through the press lately for his own doing. So for those of you that listened in, let me give the others just a quick update. We talked about Hank Haney talking about women's golf in a very derogatory manner. He made jokes about there being a strong Asian influence and said some comments that were pretty degrading and definitely doesn't help push women's golf. We're doing everything in our power to push it and to make it grow. And you have someone who's pretty influential in the game of golf, such as Hank himself, a teacher, a well-renowned teacher at that, and he comes in and he says things that just take us one step back in the making progress department. And then on top of that, when he went to apologize, he just really didn't have any remorse. He was like, oh, did I offend anyone? Did I say things I shouldn't have? Oh, I guess so. It just wasn't apologetic. And for me, I just have no tolerance for Hank. I think he's been in the industry long enough. And some of the topics that So we took Hank Haney's discussion, the one that I had last week, and we moved it to a roundtable discussion on last week's BiGGs Golf Talk. So I definitely want to chat a little bit more. So a couple of things that we talked about was that last week I didn't mention, but we brought up at this week's roundtable, you prep ahead of time when you are going into an interview or you're doing a radio show. You cannot tell me that Hank walked in unprepared and sat down and didn't know what the subject was they were going to communicate about, nor the questions that Johnson was going to ask him. So when Johnson said, hey, what do you think? The 74th U.S. Women's Open is about to start. He had to be prepared. That wasn't thrown on him. So was his answer deliberate? And this is where I have the problem, because that just makes you not a very good person. I've lost a lot of respect for Hank over the years. The tell-all book that he wrote on Tiger, I didn't find that appropriate. I thought it was kind of degrading and just to make a buck. So I talked a lot about my comments, and I still want to hear what you guys have to say. I think then we saw the next wave of Hank kind of shooting himself in the foot because he retaliated to Tiger's comment. So Tiger, I think through a tweet, sent he got what he deserved. And I'm sure, obviously, Tiger feels that way. Tiger probably has a lot of hard feelings towards Hank. And instead of just letting it go, Hank threw right back in Tiger's face and said, well, what are you, the Twitter police? And, and all of this, or what are you, the radio police? And he just was not very dignified in his response. And I just think he's digging a hole that's deeper and deeper, and it's just getting out of hand. With that, Hank has been suspended. I don't know the repercussions moving forward, and I can't wait to see what actually happens and if he gets pulled from Sirius PGA Tour Radio. Joe wrote in, and he said, Haney has always been about benefiting. It's to be expected from him. Well, Joe, I agree. I mean, he's all about the benefit and what he can gain. I mean, and that's essentially why you write a tell-all book about someone else. It's to benefit. It's to profit. And I don't know. I just think that Hank should have thought it through a little bit better. If you want to talk about the Asian influence and the Asian dominance on the female women's tour, let's have a real diplomatic discussion. Let's not make jokes and throw it around like, who cares who wins the women's tour? It's one of the Asian girls. That's just absolutely inappropriate and unprofessional. So, and by the way, just for the record, I said this at the round table, but I have to say it again. Tiger, I think just, has maybe just a little more pull and has done a little more for golf than Hank Haney. I'm just saying. So let's leave it to Tiger. I think he was right. Hank got what he deserved, and Hank, you got to watch yourself, bud. I don't know what you're doing out there, but, a lot of people love your teaching and who you are, so stick to that. Stick to what you know, and don't degrade the sport that you are, profiting from and obviously have built your whole career on. Don't degrade it just because it's the women's. Absolutely unacceptable. So enough about Haney, and moving on to a couple other topics. So for this week, I had a couple shorter topics I wanted to discuss. One was just a little bit of a heartbreak story, and I had to talk about it. So U.S. Open sectional qualifying for the guys. There was a 16-year-old kid, Gianni, young man, kid, whatever you want to call him. He played in one of these sectional qualifiers and started having a headache around the 12th hole. So at the end of the round, he takes away from the group and he goes into the men's restroom to take medicine. And that's what he claims. He went in there to take medicine to, help his headache, yada, yada, yada. When he comes out and returns to the scoring table, they have already marked him as NC, meaning he did not turn in a scorecard like he left. Well, he in fact did not leave, and he was planning on turning in a scorecard, but they had already marked him as that, so technically he's DQ'd. He's, whatever you want to call it, an NC. He returned no scorecard. So he was very upset. He did not think that he was going to make it into the U.S. Open with that score, but I think he shot 6 over. But he's 16. He wants to post a good score. What a great feat all in itself, at 16 years old to compete at that level with some really tough players on a tough golf course. And he was very angry, he said, and very frustrated because he played well for, what he thought, and to come back. Now, on the flip side, they reported that he did not return for 15 minutes. And the other group behind him had already turned in their scorecard. So at that point, they had to make the executive decision to call it an NC and to DQ him. And this is where I agree with that. As sad as it is, rules are rules, and you got to learn the tough way. We've all had those moments where we've been late to the tee box, and you have 5 minutes before they DQ you. You get a penalty, and then you're DQ'd once 5 minutes passes. So, there's rules for a reason, and you can't just kind of let one go and then kind of do what you want to do. So I'm in agreement. I think they made the right decision. It's just a heartbreak, and unfortunately he had to learn the hard way, but I can guarantee you from this point forward, Gianni, wherever you are, you will never make this mistake again, ever. And I know that from my own experience, my first professional golf tournament ever, I teed off from the wrong markers on the 10th hole making the turn because we were kind of behind pace. So I ran up to the hole while my group was trying to catch up. And I teed off from what I thought were the correct marks, and they weren't. Luckily, I rectified the situation and was not DQ'd because I caught it before I had hit my next shot. But anyway, I can tell you that's one mistake I've never made and will never make again. So I hear you. It's a tough learning curve, but it's, we wish you all the best moving forward. You're only 16. You got plenty of years left ahead of you. So moving on to a complete opposite upside story. Alex Ross, he was at the Dogwood Invitational. He's a junior. He shot 57, guys. This is out of control. Just when I think that people can't go any lower, they're throwing up these ridiculous numbers. That is just... It's just stupid. Shooting 57 is crazy. You guys, my lowest round as a professional ever was 64, and I thought I was in an out-of-body experience. Things were falling in that shouldn't have fallen in. Things were going and getting breaks that shouldn't have broke the way they did. So I can't even imagine shaving off any more strokes than that. And he comes in with 57. Remember when 59 used to be the number that we all were like, oh, 59, Annika shot 59, some of these other tour players shot 59. That's the one to beat. But Guinness Book of World Records does claim that 55 is the lowest round ever. I'm not 100% sure that was in a sanctioned event, or if that was just a casual round, but that is the Guinness Book of World Records. Also, Jim Furyk holds the record for the Travelers shooting 58 in, I think, 2016. So, there's good scores, and we're getting lower and lower. But 57, and guys, he's a junior playing in this college event. He's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with in the future, and I cannot wait to see what Alex Ross can do moving forward. It's just when you get to a point where it's just you're in the zone, you're feeling it, you almost don't have time to be nervous because you're just kind of doing your thing, not paying attention. And you get to the end of the round and you're like, oh my gosh, I just shot 9 under on that side. 9 under on his back 9 for a 27. It just blows my mind. So congrats, Alex Ross. Super exciting. So I want to hear a little bit. I would obviously love to hear your guys' thoughts on the 16-year-old that got DQ'd for the potty break. But I also want to hear about your rounds. Tell me about your lowest round. Write into me. You can catch me on Instagram at @RobertsonGolf. Slide into my DMs and let me know your stories. Also, you can write into BiGGsGolfTalk@gmail.com, BiGGs golftalk@gmail.com, and make sure in the subject line you write On Par with Amanda so I know you're talking to me. So that's it for this week, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead of you, and we will see you. And until next time, keep swinging for par.
There's a great segment by Amanda Robertson. Keep swinging for par, people. Keep swinging for par. On Par with Amanda. Sponsored by Backswing Golf Events. Listen, folks, if you're looking for classy ladies to come and raise money for your event or your charity, as a matter of fact, BackswingGolfEvents.com is the only place you need to go to and book these lovely ladies for your event to raise money and entertain the golfers in your event. Backswing Golf Events is the place for your event today.
Having a corporate or charity golf event? Backswing Golf Events can supply your tournament with personable, professional golfers to entertain and fundraise on the golf course. They can accommodate any size group, whether it be 3 players to 500. They are your team. From range lessons, Beat the Pro, and Pro-Am style roaming, they're making lasting memories one swing at a time. So make sure to check out BackswingGolfEvents.com or call us direct at 661-316-3093 and book your pros now.
In the folded flag, we see the heavy price of freedom. Nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap, already providing over 10,000 scholarships. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
Golf is a dirty game. It's time to clean it up with Ready Pot, the only putter cover with a built-in ball cleaner and magnetic surface. Clean balls roll accurately, meaning you make more putts. Sink more, swear less. Clean up your game with Ready Pot.
This is the Golf Life Report. I'm Travis Harper. Golf Life heads out to Scottsdale, Arizona to get a great golf tip from 2011 PGA Teacher of the Year, Mike Malaska.
One of the things we find with really good players, when you talk about consistency, you have to know how far you hit the ball. It's interesting when I play with amateurs and I get out there and I go, so they've got a yardage, I said, what do you hit? And usually what they tell me, I watch them on the range, isn't even close to what they actually hit the ball. Now, they'll say, well, I'm going to hit my 7-iron. I go, well, you don't hit your 7-iron that far. Well, yeah, I do. I said, no, you don't. It doesn't carry that far. So one of the most important things for everybody at every level to be consistent is to understand when you hit it well, how far do you hit your clubs? Now, this is an ES14 by Ernst. They're very inexpensive launch monitors, but they're phenomenal. And I don't practice without one anymore. And here's why. This one basically gives me what I need relative to club head speed, ball speed, and carry. That's pretty much all I really need to know. So I'm going to hit a pitching wedge here, and I'm going to make a swing. Okay, I hit that one fairly well. And so now I'm looking at how far it's going to go. That went 125 yards. You know, and I've got all my numbers, my spin rates, everything else is right. Club speed, 67. Okay, so the reason this is important is when I hit it well, I want to know how far it goes. And if you hit 8 or 10 shots with each club, you kind of find out where your ball goes, how far it carries. You know, this is a good thing to know even before you go play a tournament, especially your wedges, to calibrate how far you hit them. When you practice now, there's no reason not to know how far the ball's going. Before, where we were just looking at targets, you kind of know, but this gives you exact numbers. So if you want to be consistent, invest a little bit of money in a launch monitor. And when you go out and practice, get into playing games where you try to hit it certain distances, because that's what golf's all about. You get out there and you've got 126 yards. Well, okay, you got to know what club, and you have to have tried to hit a ball a certain yardage. Where you see the tour guys, they're unbelievably accurate with how well they've calibrated their club. So they know when they hit a 7-iron solid with their normal swing, they could give you the exact number that it flies in the air. Exact. Most amateurs, it's random, and usually it's not what it is because they don't want to believe that they only hit at a certain distance. So you want to be consistent this year. You want your game and your scores to come down. Get a launch monitor. Monitor how far you hit your shot so you know exactly how far a club goes. Then you're not going to end up in the front bunker, which is where most people end up because they try to hit a club that they really can't get there. That's what the tour players, that's a mistake they usually don't make.
As always, for the best video golf tips, gear reviews, course and travel features, and PGA player profiles, check out golflife.com or follow us on facebook.com/golflife or on Instagram @golflifetv. I'm Travis Harper, and that is this week's Golf Life Report.
A golf ball that performs for you. The Encore Avant 55, hot off the tee, a formulated core that delivers more energy and utilizes soft cell technology to achieve ultra-low 55 compression. This blend of innovation and simplicity provides more distance and greater feel. The Caliber, maximum accuracy. A patent hollow metal core creates significant rifle spin while reducing side spin, allowing the ball to travel along a straighter trajectory. The Encore Elixir Tour Ball, hot list winner. The premium cast urethane cover delivers a soft and pure feel off the club face and gives the Elixir ultimate greenside control, durability, and unmatched putting performance. Be sure to check out their combo packages and sign up for the loyalty program. Gift cards are also available. For more information, their website is www.encoregolf.com. And be more with Encore.
Golf Dots is a unique, high-resolution ink transfer to personalize your golf game. Golf balls, golf shoes, clubs, Golf Dots can personalize it for you. Golf Dots conforms to USGA rules and doesn't alter the trajectory of your golf ball. Tour proven on all major tours, Golf Dots is designed and made in America. Many styles to choose from that will fit every golfer's personality. New styles are being released on a regular basis. To order your Golf Dots, visit www.golfdots.com and enter promo code BiGGJon15, that's Big John, BiGGJON 15 for a discount on your Golf Dots. Golf Dots is available in many golf shops, such as the PGA Tour Superstore. The website for Golf Dots is www.golfdots.com. That is golf.dots.com, or call 847-829-4238. Personalize your golf game today with Golf Dots.
This is Big's Golf Talk with Big Jon Vick and Bill the GolfFather Cuebas.
Welcome back to Big's Golf Talk right here on the Lake County Sports Network, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Big Jon Vick, along with the Golf Diva Amanda Robertson and the GolfFather Bill Cuebas. And Amanda, I know you're not feeling too well, and we wish you nothing but we're going to give you hour number 2 off so you can rest your voice. I know you got a pro-am, you got to play and go to work and all that stuff and shake hands with all the fans and all that. So I'm sure the fans, our fans, BGT fans, the BGT Mafia, if you will, wish you nothing but the best and hope you get better soon.
Thanks.
Now, last week, Amanda, let's talk about On Par with Amanda, the topic from last week. Our roundtable discussion this week is Hank Haney. Now, Amanda, we all heard what you had to say about Hank Haney, and I think I agree with you. It was very insensitive of how he perceived it on radio, and I thought the suspension was warranted myself.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of my biggest issues was, even if you have an opinion, and this is, I think, what's wrong with our world today, that's great that you have that opinion, but there's always a more diplomatic way of going about talking about it. And if you want to discuss and dive into, the Asian dominance it's a real thing. It's not like we're trying to ignore it and say that it isn't there. For sure, there's a huge Asian dominance, but talk about it in a diplomatic way and don't just come at it making jokes. And what's really sad is it takes one comment from someone, halfway big in the golf world to set back a couple steps of all the work that everyone has done for women's golf. So it's kind of frustrating for sure.
Bill, your take on what Hank Haney had said on his radio show?
Well, I have to say I'm not a fan of his. It's a long time overdue. How's that? You know what I mean? He has pushed it for quite some time in other areas. The way he interacts with people sometimes have been off cue. Nobody's ever called him on it. You know, you never seen it, but I'm glad that this situation, we're trying to grow this game of golf. We just had Women's Day during this past week. You know, I think with the insensitive comment that he made, it hurts instead of fixes what we're trying to do. Yeah, I'm glad that he got, you know, a long time. I'm happy with the outcome, and I hope there's more to it than it's just a simple suspension. I think he got a lot more attention than he expected for it. But when you're at that type of caliber, you have to watch what you say. But now people are getting more insight into his character. You know, they let it go when he wrote that book about Tiger Woods. But I think this is going to have a bigger impact on his career, which is good, I believe, in my opinion.
Well, I tell you what, you know, you bring up a good point, and if anybody missed what Hank Haney said on his radio show, he was asked who he thought was going to win the LPGA event in the Women's Open, and he said, quote unquote, "I'm going to predict a Korean," when asked to pick a winner for the U.S. Women's Open. That's going to be my prediction. I couldn't name you like 6 players on the LPGA Tour, Hank Haney continued. Nah, maybe I could. Well, I'd go with Lee. If I couldn't have to name a first name, I'd get a bunch of them right. I don't know. Lexi Thompson, Michelle Weiss, Hurt. I don't know that many. Now, that's the comments that he made on his radio show. And to me, you are not doing your job if you're not looking up a major event as of the Women's Open. So you're not doing your job. If you're going to discuss this topic on your radio show, A, we all have computers and laptops. All of us in the media do. Yep. So we all could pull up the field at any given time, right? B, you as a professional, you as a golf coach especially, wanting to grow this game, should know these players, both on the PGA Tour, LPGA Tour, Web.com, Champions Tour, Futures Tour. I don't care what tour it is. If you're hosting a radio show and you know what tournament's going to be played, and you know what the topic's going to be, know your material. I mean, to say something like this, it's not just insensitive, it's sexist, and it's irresponsible. Do you agree?
I agree. But let's ask Amanda. What do you think, Amanda?
No, I definitely do, and I think that's part of why it's so frustrating. You know, we sit here and we prep and we look over material and we know things that we're going to be talking about and discussing. So I feel like, just like Big said, the nature behind it, if you really didn't know, you know, I don't follow certain things. I follow other things a little bit more. Like, we all have our things, but I would definitely get on, and if I knew that was something, you can't tell me they don't prep ahead of time and know what they're going to talk about. So then that just solidifies the fact that he was okay with making those comments because he thought it was hilarious.
Well, and then he doubles down on his comment after South Korean Lee. I can't pronounce her first name. Zhang, is that right? I don't know. But she did win the U.S. Open, Women's Open on June the 2nd. And so he doubles down on it. He goes, I told you Lee would win.
Yeah, which added to the fire. He just threw gasoline on it.
Right.
Didn't make sense. But he even when they brought it to his attention about the instance, you know, how it sounded, how it came across, it didn't even seem like he really truly cared. It was like, okay,
but that's how Hank Haney always sounds. He doesn't.
Yes, and that's to my
unless
point.
you're putting money in his pocket, he doesn't care about you.
But see, and that's what we discussed. You had plenty of time to know the conversation you were going to have.
Right.
So you look it up and you say, okay, these are the 5 girls in contention for the U.S. Women's Open. This is what's going to happen. So when you turn around and you throw out, oh, I don't really know, and you've already mapped that out. You've already had that planned.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree.
Now, Tiger Woods is in this discussion with Hank Haney now.
Of course.
Tiger Woods had said that he got what he deserved on May 31st on a Sirius XM radio show, and then he made those remarks about Hank Haney. Now, Hank Haney has tripled down and went after Tiger Woods, and Hank Haney responded to his criticism on Tuesday, tweeting that was amazing how Tiger Woods has become the moral authority on issues pertaining to women. I spent 6 years coaching
but
Tiger.
Is?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait a minute. How is that?
Yes.
That's such a double standard.
It really is.
And I, you know what, I have to say that if between Hank and Tiger, I think Tiger has put a little more, just a little, what do you say, guys, more influence into the golf industry than Hank Haney.
Well, yeah.
just a little bit more.
Just a little.
Tiger is just a little
Here's
more.
the difference. Here's the difference between Tiger Woods and Hank Haney. What Tiger Woods did wasn't professional related.
No, absolutely not.
It was his personal life. What Hank Haney did was professionally related.
Yep.
Absolutely. And you know what? He can't compare to because you have Tiger Woods' niece out there. She's playing on these tours, doing
Cheyenne
the
Woods.
Tour and doing
See, I know her name.
And he has been supporting that, and he helped her. I mean, come on, he's trying to help this game grow, and not just in the men's world. He's doing it for the kids. He's helping the women's golf. He's trying to grow golf as a.
You that if Tiger was walking into an interview about women's golf and didn't know, I guarantee you somebody, whether it's him or his staff, touched him on it, so he doesn't look like a complete lunatic on the interview.
Yeah, and then keep making it worse.
Haney doesn't care.
Nope. And I agree, because every dealing that I've had with him, meeting him and watching him interact with people, it's like a lot of people, but when you walk into a place that you're getting paid to appear, all of a sudden the smile comes out, and as soon as that camera goes off, everything shuts off. You just become the regular person who you are that you can't hide. And, I'm glad that people got to see this part, because it's going to shed light on other things that he does. So I think it's been a long time coming with his, the way he treats people. And I'm glad that it's come to bite him a little bit. And I'm glad that Tiger spoke up, because apparently when he wrote that book and did everything that he wanted to do, it was okay. But now that it's coming back to him, it's not.
Right.
Yep, absolutely. Well, let's just hope that this suspension will be forever, because I quite frankly don't enjoy the show that Hank Haney is on. And, if they left him off that show, I'd be a lot more happier. That's all I got to say.
I'm waiting. You know what I'm waiting to see? I'm waiting to see if any sponsors, if there's anything, like when Tiger, had his little mishap, being that he brought up Tiger. Tiger paid. Tiger did what he could. He got his therapy. He's come a long way, and he continues to grow the game like nobody can. But I'm interested to see what else happens now that it continues to slide.
And I will tell you this: if Hank Haney comes out with a public apology, it's only because he was forced to.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It will not be because he wanted to do it.
No,
not 100%. At all.
Well, because he already apologized. That was the thing. But when he gave a very sad apology the first time, his apology was like, "Oh, did I say something insensitive? Oh, I'm sorry." And then later, he tried to kind of, I'm sure his PR and everybody jumped on him and said, "Wait a minute." But it's just not sincere. He knew what he was doing. He clearly, it's not something that he couldn't have prepped for and already known what Johnson was going to talk about. I mean, come on. Do we ever jump on a radio show and not have an idea of what we're talking about? No.
No. I mean, it doesn't matter who the guest
is. Oh, wow, you surprised me. I didn't know we were going to talk
if they're live. Especially if they're live.
Yeah.
You don't want dead air. You know everything you're going to be talking about for the 2 hours, however much time you're on the air. You know what you're going to be talking about.
Yep, I agree.
Especially if you're talking about tournaments of the week. You're talking about the PGA Tour tournament that's going on that week. You're talking about the LPGA tournament that's going on that week. The Champions Tour that's going on there. It seems like that's what their show is about. They talk about the tournaments.
Yeah, I know.
So, I think he got what he deserved as well. Go ahead, tweet. Go ahead, Hank Haney. Tweet me. Go ahead. We'll go on a tweeting war.
We'll go on a Twitter war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twitter war.
We're not.
I'll make you famous.
We have a woman with us. Amanda Lee. Oh, wait. That's not your last name. Sorry.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
All right, Amanda. Great topic last week. I'm glad we were able to have this roundtable discussion. I think all three of us in this roundtable discussion is in agreement.
Yes.
So you head out to your Pro-Am. We're going to get ready for hour number 2 here on BiGGs Golf Talk. Amanda, have a great day. We love you, sweetie.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Hope you feel better.
Thank you.
Hour number 2 to come up next here on BiGGs Golf Talk. We'll be right back right after this.
Early to rise, went through the pregame routine. Hit drives for more than just show. Yelled 4 to warn for balls unseen, and approached with a long way to go. Time to make the turn. First half is done. Time to make the turn. More fun to come. If only we had more gizmos and gadgets, we might not have been sat in the sand. The cart girls' drinks strained our budgets, but we got a birdie in the hand. Time to make the turn. First half is done. Time to make the turn. More fun to come, yeah. Head to the clubhouse for a quick pit stop. Add up damage from the front 9. Get food and drink, and we're not talking pop. Head out knowing the back will be fine. Time to make the turn. First half is done. Time to make the turn. More fun to come, yeah. Time to make the turn. First half is done. Time to make the turn. More fun to come, yeah.
Still using an old golf GPS watch? It's time to upgrade to ShotScope. ShotScope isn't just a golf watch, it's a fully automated golf performance tracking system on your wrist. ShotScope gives you access to over 100 tour-level statistics. Get putting analysis, short game breakdown, even find out how far you're booming your driver. All data is captured automatically by the groundbreaking ShotScope golf performance tracking system. ShotScope, the ultimate golf watch. Find out more at shotscope.com.
The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is in its 5th season of identifying the best 2-person amateur teams in the country. 8 teams and 4 flights in 2 age divisions represent Team USA in a Ryder Cup-style competition with their international counterparts in the King's Cup. We're looking for amateur golfers like you. The King's Cup is played in honor of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer, whose honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and commitment to excellence represent the ideals for which the game of golf is known. The road to the King's Cup begins with a local qualifier. Over 100 local qualifiers will be conducted throughout the U.S. beginning in February. By finishing in the top 30% of their local qualifier, teams earn their way into the USGC King's Cup National Qualifier. The USGC is also looking for golf courses to host qualifiers. For information or to search for a local qualifier, the USGC website is www.usgolfchallenge.com.
Have you ever seen a tour pro line up a putt with a dirty ball? No way. A clean ball rolls accurately, and accurate putts mean lower scores. The solution? Ready Putt. It's the putter cover reinvented. Ready Putt has a patented ball cleaner that's made to absorb and retain water. All you need to do is add water, and it remains wet throughout your round, giving your ball the perfect shine. It also has a magnetic surface to hold your ball marker and divot repair tool. Let's say you switch putters from round to round using a blade, mid-mallet, or large mallet. Ready Putt Original has you covered. Look, putting is hard enough. Accurate putts start with a clean ball, and a clean ball starts with Ready Putt.
For more information about Ready Putt, visit ReadyPutt.com. That is ReadyPutt.com. Clean it and sink it.
Everybody knows that golf is not an easy game. When the fourth winds blow, it's such a breezy game. Often they will quickly wipe the smile right off your face. You'll need more than extra glue to keep your tam in place. So keep your head down and your chin up, arms straight, and shift your weight properly. While stepping on the tee, be wearing your spectacles for the long shots, but don't make a spectacle out of yourself, or you'll feel smaller than an elf. And don't stand too close to the ball after you've hit it. Practice morning, noon, and night, eventually you'll get it. Learn to take the bad with the good. Remember, your shafts are made of wood. Not every shot goes in the cup. So keep your head down and your chin up, up, up. Keep your head down and your chin up.
Hey everyone, BiGGs Golf Talk is now on iHeartRadio. Download the app for free or go to iHeart.com and search for BiGGs Golf Talk. Be sure to save us as a favorite so that you'll know when we're on. Join the millions of iHeartRadio listeners and listen to BiGGs Golf Talk. Golf Talk for golfers.
Give it a good 90-yard shot. You can almost hit that full.
Since the game began, they've been there. Always seen, but rarely heard. From humble beginnings to the big time, they don't just whisper advice from the shadows. They are an integral part of the game.
Caddying used to be the guy who worked in the barn or worked in the kitchen. They weren't very well thought of. They just carried the bag, and that's all they did.
An 18-hole round, we call it a loop, so we call ourselves loopers.
When I first started, I got $3 a bag, and then they bumped it to $4. The money got out of control. It almost got away from me.
We were not allowed in the clubhouse. We were in the caddy pen. That's where you better stay. Boy, you stay in the caddy pen.
You could lose money, and you did lose money a lot of weeks. But we did it back then for the love of the game. You're really involved in million-dollar decisions.
Tiger just doubled everything. Doubled the crowds, doubled the money, and consequently doubled the money for caddies.
Like turn the 9 and could side sauce right back in there. Again, yeah, but it could come in hot.
Major championships are really hard on caddies.
That whole conversation and that shot. And the Caddy Player Hall of Fame. Meet the personalities, their achievements, and even some inspirational stories of golf's unsung heroes.
I'd like to thank my caddy, Michael, for keeping me in it today. You deserve all the credit in the world for this championship.
My biggest role as a math teacher was getting kids to believe in themselves, and it's the same thing, caddying on the PGA Tour.
He made me a part of his game. I feel like I won too.
It's the satisfaction of seeing somebody do something that's very, very hard. That's a true caddy. I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Kicking off hour number 2, sponsored by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Qualify for the King's Cup today by visiting usgolfchallenge.com or visit BiGGsGolfTalk.com and click on the link to find your local qualifier. Big John Vick along with Bill the GolfFather Cuebas, Amanda Robertson taking the second hour off here. And just before we came back, you heard a great little segment there. It is called The Loopers, the Caddie's Long Walk. And I got to tell you, this movie came out yesterday, and it is an awesome movie. I had to see it, and I'll tell you what, it is great. And by hearing the trailer, if I didn't see that movie and I just heard the trailer, I'd be wanting to run out right after this show and watch this. Billy, I'll tell you what, you got to see the movie too, and what a great movie it is, huh?
Oh, my goodness. I started watching. I mean, it captured everything. I learned a lot, Biggs. I was surprised about it. I mean, any golfer, all golfers should watch this, young, old. The stories are great. The history is even better. I mean, things that I couldn't have even imagined how it went and how they evolved in this movie was incredible. I mean, I saw some of the people that we know, Michael Collins in it, other golfers, Tiger Woods. I learned how scholarships perform, things that we know about, but we really don't know about. We didn't know the history of certain things, certain scholarships that were formed. And when you watch this movie, it gives you a whole new aspect of things that you can't even imagine in golf.
Absolutely. Well, let's not waste any time, Billy, and let's bring in our next guest. Centuries old and enjoyed by tens of millions of people worldwide, golf is seen by many as more than a sport. Yet, what do we know about the other person on the course? We're talking about the man or woman behind the player carrying the bag. In a narrative never before covered in any feature-length documentary, Loopers, the Caddie's Long Walk explores the incredible personal bond that a golfer and a caddy develop through hours of time together. The producer of Loopers, the Caddie's Long Walk, is Ward Clayton. Ward is with us right now on the phone line. Welcome, Ward, to BiGGs Golf Talk.
Good morning, fellas. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having some nice weather where you are, and I'm looking forward to everybody seeing this movie. It debuted yesterday, and hopefully folks will start building some momentum to go see it and tell their friends.
I'll tell you what, I watched the trailer when Bill notified me earlier in the week about you being on the show, and then I noticed the release date. I said, I have to get out. I seen a trailer, and I couldn't wait till Friday. It was, I don't know, if you're a true golfer and you love golf and you've seen this trailer, it's like a golfer on crack. You want to go see this movie. You just want to go see it. You want to go see it. I mean, that, and the movie itself was beyond what the trailer was.
Thank you for the accolades. I appreciate it. The check's in the mail, fellas.
So tell us, where did the inspiration come about to make a movie about caddies?
15 years ago, I was in Augusta, Georgia. I was a sports editor of the Augusta Chronicle newspaper, and we always heard stories about the great Augusta National Caddy Corps and just the nicknames of the caddies. And I was intrigued by what the real names of these guys were and sort of their backstory. And so I wrote a book called Men on the Bag, The Caddies of Augusta National. Cut to about 5 years ago, that book got passed along to Jim Packer, who's a studio executive for a film company and a big golfer, and wanted to do, as a side venture, do a documentary on caddies, and this inspired him to take the next step. So over the last 4 or 5 years, after he made a cold call to me and my wife Elizabeth, Googled the guy and said I needed to call him back. So we went to Scotland, Ireland, Bandon Dunes, Augusta, Pebble, Evans Scholars Program. And it's not just about PGA Tour or professional caddies. It's also about caddies that you'll encounter if you go to these resorts or go on your trip to the UK. It tells the story of how inspiring these people are and how their profession has gone from somebody that worked in the kitchen or worked in the barn into somebody that's such a well-respected person now.
The movie itself is just incredible, and especially to see Bill Murray, who was a caddy himself at one time in real life.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And he discussed that.
Yeah, he talks about his story in that and how, you know, 1 minute he gets $3, the next day he gets $4, and the money just got away from him, and he didn't know what to do.
Yes, that had me cracking up when he said that.
One thing about this movie is it talks about caddies when golf was way back when, a gentleman's game, if you will, what the caddy's place was, all the way up to the current topic of a caddy being $1 million decision and talking with the golfer making that shot. Talked about Jordan Spieth with giving his caddy all the credit in the world for the championship that he won. You could just see how it has revolved from the 1920s to 2019. And I think, Ward, you guys did a great job portraying that.
I appreciate it. The caddies were started, as the history piece of this tells, they were brought on to sort of get people around the town, or whether they're going to have drink or whatever they were doing, and then caddying, carrying their golf bag or carrying their luggage was a part of that. And so it developed over time where caddies became so instrumental in people playing golf as golf became more popular. And the fact that not only, I think the most startling thing we learned, maybe not startling, but the thing that was really hammered home here was not just about reading putts or pulling clubs, but it was about the interaction between the caddy and the player, how that was so vital into making this successful. You know, if you guys were to go out and make a couple bogeys, you're going to be hanging your head, and it's the caddy's job to pick you up and pep you up and give you a pep talk to get you going. At the same time, if you make a couple of birdies, you get all excited, and the caddy sort of tempers that enthusiasm and makes sure you stay focused on your next shot. So they're really amateur or professional psychologists in many ways, telling you how to play. And I know Mike Kaiser, who owns Bandon Dunes, Mike's on film here saying that the caddy's probably the most important employee he's got, because when these people come to Bandon Dunes and play 36 holes of golf a day, who do they spend the most time with? They spend all day long with the caddy. So the caddy's got to be the one that gives the indication that this is a great resort, great golf course, this is a fun time, that kind of thing. So Mike Kaiser really realized the fact that caddies are so valuable in making sure that Bandon Dunes is successful.
When you watch the movie, you see Bandon Dunes and you see him talking and about the caddies and everything, and I'm like, yes, 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 yes. I was just there, 8 months ago with a couple other riders, and we did the 36 holes a day, which is incredible. 30-mile-an-hour winds the first day that we were there, push cars going everywhere. We had the caddy for several days. They're priceless. They have total knowledge of the golf course, and even just anywhere, local caddies, but Bandon Dunes specifically, you can't see it. It's very hard to judge what to do, where to go, and these caddies are on spot. We had several different caddies throughout the time because we were there for 5 days and 36 holes a day, but they're priceless, you know what I mean? And they're well-trained, they're well-mannered. Some of them are younger, some of them are a little bit older, but it didn't matter. The quality was still the same. It was still top caliber, and they knew their stuff, and that's what you want. You want to make your experience the best you can. You may not golf the best, but when somebody's telling you, okay, you got to carry this. No, I don't want you to hit 135. I want you to carry 135. That makes a difference in the world, because a lot in our mind as amateurs, I see the shot, I'm 140 away. I don't take in consideration the wind. I'm not taking in consideration what I need to carry. Nothing. I'm just knowing 135 is the number. So having that extra knowledge from somebody that has the knowledge of the course is priceless.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you my story about my experience with caddies. I've had a caddy about a handful of times. I always turn to them for information, and I compensate them, for that information. One thing I have seen is I've been put in groups that I've seen other golfers. I don't even know. I mean, I just met them that day or whatever the case might be. But They shut them down right from the first tee. I don't want anything from you. You are here to carry my bag. And I'm like, wow, really? Really?
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, Ward, did you hear a lot of those stories as well?
Oh, I think that used to be more of the norm, but I think over the years it's gotten to the point where people understand when you've got a caddy that the interaction between the two of you is so vital. You know, in order for you, the thing you want to do is you want to win some cash off your buddy,
right?
And if you rely on if you rely on your caddy to give you some instruction, but also just to interact with you and keep you loose, that's going to make you play better. So I think people need to really understand that being nice to the caddy is important.
Well, and the funny thing is this particular big mouth says from the first tee, oh, we're going to go 5 a hole, and then some side bets, right? And I'm like, all right, let's go, right? And needless to say, he did not win $1. He didn't even win 50 cents. And I'm like,
no,
yeah, way to go, big mouth. And I'm like, and you should have heard the caddy. When my caddy and I were alone, he's like, yeah, we're going to take his money. We're going to take his money all this whole round. We're going to take his money. And I'm like, yeah, don't worry. You're getting a percentage of whatever we take. He goes, let's do it.
There you go. Got to pay that caddy. You got to give him for that knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what's great about it? If you really think about it, I saw Abandoned Dunes portion, which brought back memories. But then I started thinking about where else did I play that I thought I can go conquer. And I actually played by myself and with a caddy. And you're talking for an amateur. I don't know about how the different swing would be with a pro. I played French Lick with a caddy, without a caddy, and playing with a caddy, I was about 9 strokes better. So if you want to have the ultimate fun, you need a caddy. I've played several courses now that they mandate you have a caddy, and it's for good reason. It's for you. It's for your benefit. It's going to make the game more enjoyable for you. If you want to get the top experience, get a caddy. I mean, they're really not that expensive when you think about it. I think when I did Trump National, I think it was like $60 for the caddy and whatever tip that you gave. And a lot of people, if the better you play, the bigger you're going to tip. And I think the kids and they know that. They know this. The better you enjoy your round, the more money they have potentially to make, which is great. But I just love the fact that you can go to these courses and get that local knowledge, which is important. Local knowledge is good. On one particular part, you have in Augusta, and you could see, you have parts where the caddies there were looking forward to the Masters, and that's what carried most of their lives when it was locked down, that you had to use an Augusta caddy. And that impacted a lot of the caddies there when Augusta allowed people to bring their own caddies in. And I think that was the most significant part when I was watching it. That touched me the most, knowing, I mean, these guys were winning, and they were winning, and it didn't matter once the caddies, but a lot of them lost their livelihood, even though they had that knowledge. But it also set off a thing where you had the pro caddy now, where they were traveling and they were looking, and I found it interesting that there were, the guys with the long hair that were caddying, and now they're getting threatened, and now they're wearing their beanies. They're looking professional. There's a standard to what a caddy was allegedly supposed to look like, and what was his place, and you could see it evolve throughout the movie. But I think with Augusta, that had the biggest impact on the caddies when they started allowing the outside, your main caddy come to Augusta as opposed to dating that you used this caddy, that caddy, and you had that one guy that was designating which caddy you were going to use.
Yeah, Augusta of the 4 major championships was the last one to allow outside caddies. The Open Championship, U.S. Open, PGA Championship, years before 1983. They allowed outside caddies to come in. So that was going to happen eventually anyway, unfortunately, because Augusta's got a great caddy corps, but the depth of that caddy corps wasn't as great as it used to be. And plus, every player had his own caddy that he worked with, 90% of the time, and he wanted to carry that over to the Masters and sort of treat his daily caddy there. I agree it was unfortunate that occurred for those guys, but that was going to happen eventually. That's a part and parcel of what happened when television money got so big. Arnold Palmer, Tiger Woods, and so forth. The money got so big that, guys wanted to have a caddy on a weekly basis versus going to each stop and picking up a different person every week who didn't really know their game, or it may have taken them a few holes to learn their clubs and how they wanted them to interact with them and so forth. So I think having a regular caddy was going to come to the fore anyway, as we call it in the film, the pro jock. So that was going to happen anyway. And and I'll give you an indication of how vital that is to the world, what's happened over the last, this year. And I'll cite Kenny Harms, who caddied for Kevin Na 2 weeks ago at Colonial. Think about this. Kevin Na won $1.3 million. I might have that total wrong. So, Kenny gets 10% of that. Okay. The Colonial tournament also had a deal that the winning caddy got a free lease for a year on a BMW. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. And then the third piece of the puzzle is Charles Schwab Company, which was the sponsor. It was called the Charles Schwab Challenge. And as a result, they had a 1973 Dodge Challenger restored, and the winning player was going to get that, and Kevin Na gave that to Kenny Harms. So Kenny in 1 week gets $130,000, a free lease for a year on a BMW, and a 1973 restored Dodge Challenger. So that's pretty good week for a caddy, I would think. And there's probably more money involved. Probably more money involved in that.
Yeah, that's incredible. And that's a profession right now that is underappreciated. And that's why I like where this movie is going. Loopers, the caddy's long walk, and gives the outlook of what the caddy's all about. Well, we are short on time, but Ward Clayton, I want to thank you for coming on BiGGs Golf Talk, talking about this great movie. I just want to tell everybody, Ward Clayton is the author of Men on the Bag, The Caddies of Augusta National, a 2004 book that came out a while ago, and you should really consider finding that book and giving that a read as well, if you want to read about what all the caddies at Augusta National were all about. And Billy, a great movie, and man, I think they should visit the website, and that website is loopersmovie.com to find out where it's playing at. I'm sure you have some information in front of you as well.
Yeah, if they go to loopersmovie.com, there's a tab on the left-hand side. Well, actually, it's almost right in the middle. It says See the Movie. And when you hit See the Movie, it gives you the day, June 7th, June 8th, June 10th, all the dates, everywhere where it's playing. You can actually buy tickets right there. So it's in Alaska, Arizona, California, Florida, everywhere around the country. If you cannot find a place local to you, you don't have to worry, because they even have host a screening.
Yes.
So I think you could rent the movie ideally and play it at your club.
Have a watch party,
whatever function. Yes, and it's really not expensive. I mean, it costs a couple $100. You have dinner and a movie in your place instead of listening to a band. I think every country club that is close by should be playing this movie. It was a great movie for anybody to watch. It's available on pre-order for Apple iTunes. Lots of ways to see this movie. If you're a golfer, you need to watch this movie.
All right. We need to head into our next break here, but when we come back, Rob West, the country superstar, he is joining us next here on BiGGs Golf Talk. We'll be right back.
You hear those women yelling.
Have you ever seen a tour pro line up a putt with a dirty ball? No way. A clean ball rolls accurately, and accurate putts mean lower scores. The solution? Ready Putt. It's the putter cover reinvented. Ready Putt has a patented ball cleaner that's made to absorb and retain water. All you need to do is add water, and it remains wet throughout your round, giving your ball the perfect shine. It also has a magnetic surface to hold your ball marker and divot repair tool. Let's say you switch putters from round to round using a blade, mid-mallet, or large mallet. Ready Putt Original has you covered. Look, putting is hard enough. Accurate putts start with a clean ball, and a clean ball starts with Ready Putt.
For more information about Ready Putt, visit ReadyPutt.com. That is ReadyPutt.com. Clean it and sink it. The Spider Divot Tool's revolutionary new design is better for greens and makes ball mark repairs easy. No sharp ends or dirt in your pocket, the Spider achieves amazing results with little or no skill. With a simple push-pull action, the Spider makes ball marks disappear quicker and better for a smoother putting surface. The Spider includes a magnetic ball marker and is made of milled aluminum to last a lifetime. It also makes a great gift for your next tournament and that special golfer who has it all. The Spider tool from Instagolf is a must-have in every golfer's bag. For more information about the Spider Divot Tools, their website is www.spiderdivot.tools.com and enter promo code BiGG Golf Talk to get 10% off your purchase. www.spiderdivot.tools.com. The Spider Divot Tools is the official divot tool of BiGGs Golf Talk.
Golf Talk for golfers on BiGGs Golf Talk. Back to Bill the GolfFather Cuebas and Big Jon Vick.
Welcome back to BiGGs Golf Talk right here on the Lake County Sports Network, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, and on Spotify. Big Jon Vick along with the GolfFather Bill Cuebas. The Golf Diva, Amanda Robertson, not feeling all too well, so we gave her the second hour off because her voice needed the rest, so she is resting right now before she goes out to work. So, Billy, I'll tell you what, you and I have met our next guest last year at Major Ed's event, and what a talent he is. He was rocking it with Brandon Maddox, and I'll tell you what, man, this dude that we're going to be talking to is a real superstar.
I know when they were singing, I threw my song at him, and he threw it back. I don't know what happened. Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
I could imagine when Rob West is at parties and being down to earth, on how many people have probably gone up to him and says, "You know what? Hey, Rob, dude, I've written this song, man. Can you take a look at it? Can you kind of take?" And the guy's trying to enjoy himself, trying to enjoy a great Budweiser sponsor of the Folds of Honor, or a good Tito's vodka. Adult beverage, need to be 21 years of age to enjoy a good Tito's vodka drink. But, the guy's trying to have a good time, and here you are bugging him about your damn song. I don't blame the guy for throwing it back at you.
I'm sorry. How'd you know? Did he tell you that I did that in Oklahoma?
Yes, he did.
Oh,
just before you came back from your
tell anybody.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he did. He promised not to tell anybody. I guess whatever happens in Oklahoma City doesn't stay there. I guess. My bad.
I'll tell you what, folks. If you have not heard a Rob West song, you must be living under a rock, because this guy is a country superstar, and he is on BiGGs Golf Talk right now. So we are truly honored to have him. He's a big supporter of the Folds of Honor. As a matter of fact, you're going to see him perform in September at the Folds of Honor New Mexico event, and we're looking forward to having him there and being a part of it as well. And Rob West, welcome to BiGGs Golf Talk, my friend.
Thanks, guys. Great to hear from you, and thanks for having me on.
Now, did I describe that right? You sometimes you try to enjoy a party, and when they find out you're Rob West, they try to throw songs at you, and you're like, dude, really? I'm trying to enjoy a good time here. I mean, does that happen to you a lot?
You know what? If I had a nickel for every time somebody had the next greatest hit, I'd be a wealthy man. But that being said, you never know when you find a diamond in the rough. So I might have messed up there by letting that one go.
I think maybe you've had a little bit too much to drink that night, because you really just said, you know what? Hey, GolfFather, I don't know you. Who are you? Hey, take this way.
I mean, because you know why? Because if Rob knew that it was the GolfFather throwing panties at him, he would have kept those things, right, Biggs?
yeah.
It's the GolfFather.
Yeah, those would have gone in a shadow box on my wall.
Yes, I made Rob Westfall.
Now, you have come out with a new album. Before we get to the new album, let's talk about your support for the Folds of Honor, because I think that's important as well. When did it all start for you that you started supporting the Folds of Honor?
You know, it's crazy that the story on how I got started. I was right off of Big Break, Mexico. It was 2013. Barely home off the show, and the local chapter here in Arizona, a good friend of mine was running it at the time, and they were short a player for the Folds of Honor event. And I hadn't heard much about him really until that point, and he said, would you come out and play with us? So I said, yeah, heck yeah, I got nothing to do. And I roll out to McCormick Ranch Golf Club, and I get paired with a guy by the name of Chad Pfeiffer.
Yep.
He's in our group.
Oh,
yeah. I know Chad very well.
We spent 4.5, 5 hours on the golf course, and hearing his story, talking with everyone about the Folds of Honor, I knew at that moment where I was going to hang my hat when it came to charity and what I was going to be able to do with my celebrity going forward, where I could give back. It was literally the most emotional round of golf I've ever played. And when we got done, they grabbed a guitar, I sang a little song for them, and that's where it all really started. I met Tony Beata, who is an amazing human being, and we kind of connected and stayed in touch. And then it wasn't long after that they reached out for me to go to Kankakee, where Major Dan is from, and we did a Big Break Folds of Honor event in Kankakee. So as the ball got rolling, the more they reached out, the more I wanted to get involved and the more I wanted to do with them. And that's just kind of how it started. I knew immediately that that's what I wanted to be a part of. And this was early on for them. I mean, really before they got on the national stage where they're at now.
I think
so
that's
I feel
everybody.
blessed that I was kind of, somewhat on the ground floor with them. I mean, was that 6 years ago? So it's been a heck of a ride, and we've done a lot of great things here in Arizona, New Mexico, Kankakee, all over the place, Oklahoma. So I've been fortunate enough to be involved with it, and literally changed my life. And meeting Chad changed my life.
Absolutely.
That's a beautiful story.
Bill, you and I have met Chad Pfeiffer, and
do you know Biggs?
Yeah.
That Chad actually won. He was in Australia for the National Amputee Championship, and he won it.
Yeah.
So it's amazing how Rob brought him up, and he literally less than a week ago he won in Australia for that amputee champion.
What a great story, and he can really hit it, man. He can play golf.
He can. No, it's amazing how we all have our stories on what touched us with the Folds of Honor. You said New Mexico. We are going to New Mexico. You're going to be in New Mexico, which is going to be great. We haven't hit Arizona yet, but now that we have an insight, we might be going to Arizona. But I think, all the stories that we have and what touched us, Biggs doing one of the first interviews with Major Dan, me just seeing a small snippet, and my daughter having, that being deployed for the first time of her 4 tours. We all have that little glitch, that click. And here we are years and years later, and we're still supporting a great cause, doing everything we can, to leave no family behind. And that's what it's about for us, which I think is great.
I'll tell you,
absolutely.
For me, the Folds of Honor is the longest charity that I have supported ever in my career or in my personal life. The Folds of Honor is the longest charity I have supported.
Yeah, you and me both. This is literally the longest I've ever supported any one charity.
Yeah.
Other than the Phoenix Children's Hospital, but that's a whole different story. But I mean, it's amazing to be involved with them. And the people I've met through that, like the Quicks in New Mexico, truly, I love being around the veteran community. I've written a lot of songs because of the stories I've heard. One of them on the album is a story about that. So it's like, they always thank me for being there and supporting, and it's like, man, I don't feel like I deserve any gratitude for this. I can't imagine not doing it. That's the whole thing, It fills me up and gives me that purpose to keep going forward and realize that my hard days are nothing compared to what a lot of these soldiers have been through and these families.
Well, you talked about the album. You do have a new album that is out right now. Let's talk about that. Talk about the album.
You know what? This has been 7 years in the making for me. I've been back and forth to Nashville, writing songs, getting this thing ready, and it was all about timing. In the music business, it's about timing. So I was ready to do it and ready to put these songs out there because I believe country music is starting to evolve back into more of a country scene. I think the bro country and the hip-hop country has kind of taken a back seat to some of these newer artists, and so we sat on this thing until we saw the transition. We named the album Arizona because it's a grassroots thing. I mean, this is really about my roots being a fifth-generation native to Arizona and growing up in northern Arizona and Prescott. This kind of is really my coming out, I guess, if you will, as far as trying to hit mainstream with an album with my music. And I was fortunate enough to have Jim Moose Brown, who's one of the best producers, plays with Bob Seger, do all the music production. And then my best friend in the world, greatest guy, co-writer, Ira Dean, produced the entire thing in the studio with me. And we got songs from Gary Allan. Gary Allan co-wrote two of them. Chris Wallen, one of the best, most famous songwriters. Kendall Marvel, and of course Ira and I wrote a couple on there as well. So for me, this has been a labor of love, and to finally get it out there and share it. And people have been begging for years to get an album together. When are you going to put an album together? Well, here we are finally after all this time, but it was the right time to do it. And I felt like I had something to say now. And in music, that's the biggest thing. It's about the songs. And when you finally get to that point where you have all these things to say and it comes together, we put together 6 songs that I think span every emotion you could possibly think of. There's rockin' songs, there's songs that'll make you cry, songs about love, all kinds of things. So in 6 songs on this EP, I'm taking you through a whole gamut of emotions, which is the goal. You know, the goal is to move people and touch them one way or another. So I'm really proud of this thing.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing this album. When will the album be out, or is it already out?
We did a release May 17th. It went on every market, so every digital market, Spotify, Amazon, Apple, Deezer, you name it. You can find it anywhere. And it's trending great. I mean, we're getting a lot of streams, and we're getting some radio play here in Arizona, and working on that. You know, that's the goal next is to get it out to radio. But yeah, it's on every market. We had a huge CD release party here in Arizona, and a lot of my friends flew in from out of town. Celebrities like Robert Gomez, who's I caddy for out on the Champions Tour. Robert flew in. He and his wife Denise and some of their friends came in from Florida just for that night to be here for me. Wow. Jim McMahon, one of my best friends, was here.
Jimmy Mac.
Yeah, it was just incredible.
He thinks he's 20 years old still. He likes to hang out until 4 or 5 a.m.
Oh, dude, I got stories upon stories about Mac and I. So.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know if I can say a lot of that stuff here, but
yeah,
right.
We have a few stories.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah,
that guy
that's another guy, huge supporter of Foles and any military. Mac has been truly an inspiration to me, watching him lead the way on all the support he's given to our veterans.
Absolutely,
yes, agreed.
Absolutely. Now, September 20th.
I want to put Rob on the spot. He got all these new songs and everything. Which is your favorite song? Which is the one?
Great question.
You in your heart has touched you the most, has the most meaning, and regardless of the success outside for people, I want to know which one touches you the most.
Well, it's "Drink 'Em Quiet." It's the last song on the EP. I wrote that from a very deep, dark place.
Okay.
The song, I'll give you a little history about the song. So we've all been through things in our life, especially being in the music business, golf, whatever. There's a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. I've had my dark moments with alcohol, with whatever it might be, and the voices in my head and trying to quiet them down and get, sometimes just to numb the feelings that you're going through. Because being an artist and being someone that creates music, it's an emotional thing, and sometimes it gets the best of us. So that's part of the song. The other part is when I sat down and I was talking to all these soldiers across the country, with the Veteran Golfers Association, all these people I've met through Folds of Honor, I was hearing stories about PTSD, and it touched me. And that was the same thing that they were feeling and going through. You know, they would mask the things that were bothering them with drugs and alcohol and whatnot. So I had to write this song to tell the story about what we were going through. Anybody who's been in that place, it really is a testament, and it's a confession, if you will, about what was happening and what we were doing to try to get out of those things and make the voices quiet down. So to me, I think, and I wrote this, I woke up one morning, 5:30 in the morning, and it hit me, and I started writing it, and I was sobbing the entire time because I was being the most real and raw and emotional I could possibly be. It was a truth pouring out of me. So that is my favorite song. Awesome. Just because, and when we finished cutting it in the studio, literally it was just Ira and I broke down and started crying in the studio when I finished singing it, because I realized that we had just caught something magical. That it was such an honest and truthful song that it just overwhelmed me. And I think that's what it's all about. So for me, that song is really the one that touches me.
That's perfect.
We have about 30,
and that's what I want.
We have about 30 seconds here, Rob, and I wish I could spend a whole hour with you because you have such great stories regarding your music and everything else. But, folks, get this album, Arizona, by Rob West, and listen to it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to my Apple Music right now. I'm downloading the whole album to it. And, Rob, September 22nd, you're going to be in New Mexico. Are we going to see some of the songs off the new album? Are you going to sing some of those songs?
Absolutely. You'll hear all of them but one, probably.
There you go, folks.
I'm going to play the whole thing for you.
So September 22nd is the September 23rd Patriot Shootout / Red, White, and Blue Dinner on September 23rd. Rob West to kick off things on September 22nd. September 21st, Party at the Peaks. It's just a whole weekend of fun with Folds of Honor, New Mexico. Head over to BiGGsGolfTalk.com under events and get all the information there. Rob West, thank you so much for joining us here on BiGGs Golf Talk and talking about this great album.
Boys, thank you so much for having me, and God bless you for all the things you do. I'm grateful to know you, and I can't wait to see you in September.
Can't wait to see you, brother.
My friend. Yes.
More BiGGs Golf Talk coming your way. Coming up next, it is your BiGGs Product of the Week. We'll be right back right after this.
Having a corporate or charity golf event? Backswing Golf Events can supply your tournament with personable, professional golfers to entertain and fundraise on the golf course. They can accommodate any size group, whether it be 3 players to 500. They are your team. From range lessons, Beat the Pro, and Pro-Am style roaming, they're making lasting memories one swing at a time. So make sure to check out BackswingGolfEvents.com or call us direct at 661-316-3093 and book your pros now.
A golf ball that performs for you. The Encore Avant 55, hot off the tee, a formulated core that delivers more energy and utilizes soft cell technology to achieve ultra-low 55 compression. This blend of innovation and simplicity provides more distance and greater feel. The Caliber, maximum accuracy. A patent hollow metal core creates significant rifle spin while reducing side spin, allowing the ball to travel along a straighter trajectory. The Encore Elixir Tour Ball, hot list winner. The premium cast urethane cover delivers a soft and pure feel off the club face and gives the Elixir ultimate greenside control, durability, and unmatched putting performance. Be sure to check out their combo packages and sign up for the loyalty program. Gift cards are also available. For more information, their website is www.encoregolf.com. And be more with Encore.
Golf Dots is a unique, high-resolution ink transfer to personalize your golf game. Golf balls, golf shoes, clubs, Golf Dots can personalize it for you. Golf Dots conforms to USGA rules and doesn't alter the trajectory of your golf ball. Tour proven on all major tours, Golf Dots is designed and made in America. Many styles to choose from that will fit every golfer's personality. New styles are being released on a regular basis. To order your Golf Dots, visit www.golfdots.com and enter promo code BiGGJon15. That's Big John, BiGGJON 15 for a discount on your Golf Dots. Golf Dots is available in many golf shops, such as the PGA Tour Superstore. The website for Golf Dots is www.golfdots.com. That is golf.dots.com, or call 847-829-4238. Personalize your golf game today with Golf Dots.
This is Big's Product of the Week. Each week, Big Jon and the GolfFather select a golf product to feature. Here is Big Jon Vick and Bill, the GolfFather Cuebas, with this week's Product of the Week.
Big's Product of the Week is sponsored by the U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Qualify for the King's Cup today by visiting usgolfchallenge.com or bigsgolftalk.com. Must be 21 years of age to enjoy a good Tito's Vodka. And friends don't let friends drive drunk, as Billy did not let his friend drive drunk in New Mexico. And I had plenty of Tito's adult beverage, both at Bay Hill, which we really didn't have to drive anywhere, and in New Mexico. So good times out there as well.
You'd be amazed at how many people stock Tito's too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, the bartender at Bay Hill said, "Oh, here comes Big John. Yep, we got it right here. There you go, Arnold Palmer and Tito's for you. There you go." And you know, you cannot leave Bay Hill without having an Arnold Palmer.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4.
All of our Ireland,
cannot leave.
All of our new Ireland friends, as a matter of fact, having Arnold Palmers at Bay Hill. So yeah,
a Arnold Palmer or many Arnold Palmer, because those guys from Ireland can drink.
Yes, they can.
Yes, they can. Oh yeah, and they were singing songs while they were drinking their Arnold Palmers with Tito's.
Yeah, and there's videos to prove that.
Absolutely, there's videos and all kinds of good stuff that we hope they never show on anywhere.
Absolutely,
keep it private.
Absolutely. Well, our product of the week is ShotScope. With over 40,000 courses, ShotScope has a database of over 40,000 courses, all mapped in-house, so they can make any updates to courses quickly and accurately. And we have said it, they're a sponsor here on Big's Golf Talk. Data is power, and certainly with ShotScope, that holds up to improving your game and helping you to where you are maybe the strongest around a course that you've played before, or even just getting a club sense of what your distances are with your golf clubs. Billy, you and I have used ShotScope for many different reasons. Yep. Part of it is you and I playing new Cobra Speedback clubs, both the driver and the irons, and you know, having to redial in our distances because of what the clubs can do on their own.
Yeah, and but you know what's another neat thing that I never thought of until right now, and I'm going to ask our next guest about it. Before I just want to plug Father's Day deal, $159, $90 off if you get it for Father's Day, the ShotScope 2 package. So make sure you go check them out. Okay, now back to what I was thinking. We went to Bay Hill, so we were in Orlando. We were in Chicago at Mistwood. That's a different state, different elevation. We went from New Mexico, from being at 65,000 feet above sea level.
6,500. Let's not get carried away. 65,000.
Okay,
6,500.
6,500. Okay, we were high up in the air. We were in the clouds. Then, I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where everything's totally different. Ideally, my distances were changing every single place I went to. Now, think of it this way. If you're going to travel like we do, because we travel a lot for our show, we got a lot of shows that we still have left to do. How easy is it to go back and say, okay, I was in this, place at such and such a time. This was the weather. Okay, this is what my clubs were actually doing. Because you saw in New Mexico, I think we gained almost a full club when we were playing Panda Ray. So depending on where we're playing, how we're playing, those elevation changes will give you a certain percentage distance longer. And shot scope, if you have it and you have the watch, that's what separates it from the rest of the GPS watches out there. You're going to get all the information for GPS, but that data is amazing. You need that data to help you, because how easy is it, Biggs? I'm in Mexico. Okay, this is what I shot last time. These are my clubs. Work off of those numbers, because not all data and numbers are the same.
Billy, what did I tell you? You were pretty upset with yourself in New Mexico and how bad you were playing and how bad the shots were. And you were down on yourself. And I said, Billy, don't do that. Just use it, right? Didn't I tell you that? I said, use it for today.
You did.
We'll get it straightened out, but just use what you got going on for next couple of holes. We'll get it straightened out. What happens? Later on in the round, you hit a straight shot, 263 yards, onto the green on a par 4, and we wound up getting an eagle on it.
Eagling the hole.
So, shot scope helps in many different ways. When I say data is power, I'm talking data is power. Because shot scope will show you your shots and everything else. You could go online and log in your past rounds and see what shot scope does. And you can learn. Maybe you're going back to that course next week. And you could see what you did on hole number 4. Okay, hole number 4, I took a driver here and I hit it left. Maybe I should take a 3-wood and just get myself in the middle. Gives me 180 into the hole.
Absolutely. Yep. Whole different ball game when you actually have data and you can back yourself up.
Absolutely. Let's bring in our next guest. He is from ShotScope. His name is Gavin Deer, and Gavin is joining us on the phone line straight over the pond and here on Big's Golf Talk on this lovely Saturday morning. Gavin, welcome into Big's Golf Talk, my friend.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, thank you for being on. We appreciate you taking your time out of your hard-working day to be with us this morning.
It's not often that we find ourselves having a guest during our product of the week. ShotScope is Big's product of the week here on Big's Golf Talk. Earlier on, we mentioned in our opening that ShotScope was one of those products that was in our Father's Day gift guide for Golf Bald. Did we describe ShotScope pretty good? I know you could probably give more input, more feedback to what ShotScope does, but we're talking as a personal use on what it does for us. Did we give a good description for that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really two products in one. It's your GPS on course, all your distances, greens and hazards. And then the second side of the product is it's capturing all your data while you play. But I think the thing that you touched upon best was there's so many different reasons to use it. It might be a case that you want to concentrate on your game, get down to single-figure handicap for the first time, or like you said, you've got new clubs, you want to dial in your distances again, or it's the fact that you've been traveling, you're playing places like Bay Hill that are once-in-a-lifetime opportunities, and you want to record the fact that you were there, and ShotScope does that and allows you to then go back maybe a year or two later and look back and go, man, I made birdie on that 15th hole, and I'll go back and I'll look on the system and check it out.
For me, Gavin, it was a birdie on the 18th hole at Bay Hill.
18th hole. Yes, it was.
And
he drained it.
Didn't even use a putter. It was 2 bounces and right into the cup. Slam dunk, baby.
Yes, it was. It was a memorable way to finish on 18 at Bay Hill. It was incredible. If I wouldn't have been there, I would have never believed it.
So
as a matter of fact, I saw it and I still don't believe it.
ShotScope gave me yardage, but then Billy also shot the yardage just to confirm the yardage right on point. The GPS is extremely accurate because we tested it up against a laser, rangefinder, so it's right on point, and that is something that's really good. But what I also like about your ShotScope, one of the key features is the premium support with your internal support team. They work so hard to ensure that each user gets the full benefit from the V2 watch, and you guys do a great job on that. How important was that to you guys?
Yeah, I mean, that's key. So I head up the commercial team. We have a technical team, and then we have a defined customer support team. And they take care of all our course mapping. So we We map all the courses ourselves. So, Billy sends us an email. We can have the information changed in a couple of days and pass back to his watch so that he's got the correct information next time he steps on the golf course. But, at the end of the day, they're all golfers. We've got 4 in that team. They're all good golfers. They love the game. They want to help the users out. They work incredibly hard. And, it's something that we're now known for, which is absolutely brilliant. And, I'd like to think it should be the norm, right? Mm-hmm. But it really isn't. So, we tend to normalize it, make sure that we're getting back to people within 2 days when they email, contact us, and, we'll fix issues. And it's nice. And I'll be honest, this is technology. People have issues, Everybody has slightly different phone setups, they have questions. Mm-hmm. They have questions that they don't think that maybe they've read the user guide, but they didn't find the answer, but it is there, and the guys just do a brilliant job at kind of clearing up all those issues, all those teething problems, making sure people use the product to the best, best of its capability.
I actually, because, while I'm allegedly computer savvy and stuff like that, when I was setting up my shot scope and stuff, I had a technical issue, and I went the regular route like everybody else, and I sent an email out, describe what my issue was. I did read what I can go to try and fix it and stuff like that, and the fix was really, really simple. But what impressed me is, I'd say about an hour and a half later, now mind you, they're in the UK, we're in the United States, and There's a 5-hour gap and everything. I got an answer back, and they said, well, if you tried this, do me a favor. It was like me and him were talking without talking. Can you just change this out, put this like this, and then try that and let us know how it works? And boom, it worked. Just like that. 1, 2, 3. It didn't take long. It wasn't difficult. It was real simple. So for those folks that they think they need to talk, they're really easily accessible to everywhere. It doesn't matter that they're in the UK or in the USA. They're doing a great job of helping the people out. They know exactly what could go wrong, which is ideal. You want that. Nothing's perfect. But at least you have a team that says, hey, okay, this is the issue. You already tried these. Now do this. And boom, it's done. So you have all the way through the process of getting it all set up. They're there to help you, which is magnificent. And you know how hard it is to get help once you have a product. It's really difficult here. So to have them do that was really good.
Well, Billy, also what I like about shot scope data is power. I will say that over and over again because it really is. Mm-hmm. They provide you with sensors to go on your clubs, but like no other, no tagging is required. So you know how some companies out there you have to tag something with the butt of the club. With shot scope, you just go out there and play golf. You're not having to remember on every shot. Oh, I forgot to tag, and then you have to go in and edit the round. That doesn't happen with shot scope. Shot scope has these sensors on your clubs that automatically detects the shot. Am I right, Gavin?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's so effectively you've got the tags on the top of your grips. They're 1 gram. There's no batteries. You don't pair it. You just stick it in the top of your club, leave it there. Wear the watch, and while you're swinging, the watch detects the tag. And actually, for us, it's not detecting it's the easy bit. It's working out what was the actual shot. So, we work out what's a waggle, what's a practice swing. You changed irons because you weren't sure. You made another practice swing with a different club, and then you hit your shot, and then you maybe did something funky at the end, take another practice swing because you hit it in the bunker. Yeah. And our system's able to go in there and identify what the actual shot was and exactly which club you used. And that really sets us apart. And you know what, we've been doing that for 4 years now. It's really refined. Give you guys an idea, we do about 1 million shots every 10 days at the moment.
Wow.
So, it's a whole lot of data. We get a lot of people that come along and say, oh, I've never heard of this. Is it robust? And you're like, guys, we have users in over 55 countries. We do thousands of rounds every week, millions of shots every 10 days, and it is very robust. So Something that we're very proud of. And like you say, it is technology, but it can't and shouldn't slow down the game. The game's slow enough as it is. It needs to be easy on the course. Just play your game, and the system does it all in the background. So
that's ideally what you want. Yep. You want that, Biggs. You don't want to have to worry and say, "Oh my God, did I tap that?
Right,
did I
exactly.
Do this? Did I do that?" You don't have time to worry about that. Half the time, you want to get up there.
Or
your mind
you
is
thought you tapped it.
Do this.
You thought you tapped it until you go input the information. That's what the other thing I like about ShotScope is you don't have to upload your rounds. It's automatically there when you log in.
Yep. So it's a perfect thing that it's just there. And that's one less thing to worry about when you're golfing. All you got to do is put your watch on and your club's already marked. Play golf. Yep. That's what you got to do. You don't have to worry about no tap, no input, no marking. Oh, I got to go back and correct this one because that's not right, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to do any of that. Just go enjoy your golf and go look at your data later on, figure out. The only thing I do is when I play, if I hit a really bad shot, or if I hit a second shot, I mark it on my card,
right,
so I can know what I did.
And go back and look at it on the data. Yep. Yes.
Because I want to see the data. I want to see what I did. I want to know if I had a really good hole. I want to get those yardages, and I'm going to make notes. I'm like, okay, I played a 7-iron. I hit 155 yards, and then I played this, and that hole was good because I want to replicate that. And I also want to know next time I played, if that tee's pushed back now to 165, I'm like, okay, I played my 7-iron. I did this. Let me play my 6-iron.
By the way,
I want to be able to have that data.
Just for the record, I like to use my go-to Caddie books to make my notes when I make my notes. So I just throwing that out there for another great Father's Day gift idea. But we have about 60 seconds here before we have to stop here. Gavin, one of the things I wanted to bring up, you mentioned before we came back to the air from a commercial break that you had mentioned that you got an update coming up soon. Will you want to talk about that?
Yeah, sure. So we've got an update coming early July, probably second week of July. So it's what we're calling a sort of our course hubs. So we're giving it to the ability that Bay Hill, for instance, has an area. It will become on our site. You'll be able to go in because you guys played at Bay Hill. Your rounds will get fed into that for the course records. Every par 5 at Bay Hill will come along driving competition. So if you're playing there, we're going to have, so effectively every hole around the world is a par 5 competition. You can lead each courses, so you might be champion of 75 par 5s, and you'll get rankings, and we've got leaderboards, so it's...
that's cool.
It's pretty cool stuff, and it's trying to make every hole something different, because, we don't all put great rounds together, but we can all have great holes, so it's something that we're pretty excited about. The guys have been working hard at it, and I think we've done a bit of user testing on it already, and it's had some great feedback. So it's just another way to interact with the game of golf and interact with other users, ShotScope users. So
awesome,
yeah,
awesome,
pretty cool.
Now, how long will the $90 off be? It's your retail price is $249 right now, on sale for $159. Yep. What's the date that's going to go off sale?
We are running that until the 17th of June.
There you go.
So the day after Father's Day.
Day after Father's Day. There you go. Head over to ShotScope.
You better get theirs now.
Yep. ShotScope.com to get that for $159. That is $90 off their regular price of $249. Gavin Deer, thank you so much for joining us here on BiGGs Golf Talk, and congratulations on being BiGGs Product of the Week, my friend.
No, thanks. Thanks for having me, guys. Have a great weekend.
BiGGs Product of the Week is sponsored by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Qualify for the King's Cup today by visiting usgolfchallenge.com. Billy, that does it for another great show, my friend. Any big things heading up for this week for you?
No, I want to go play with my ShotScope, and I want everybody to go and save $90 this weekend. Make a father happy.
Yes.
Get him a watch and data, baby. Get it for him.
Get it for him. All right. Until next week, everybody, for the Golf Diva, Amanda Robertson, for the GolfFather, Bill Cuebas, I'm Big John Vick. This has been BiGGs Golf Talk. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next week. Good golfing, and you matter.
It's Saturday morning. We're gonna play golf. The wife is moaning. We're gonna play golf. The kids are all screaming like someone's gonna die. The grass needs mowing, it's 2 feet high. But the boys are calling, so we're gonna play golf. Golf course, here I come. Play golf. It'll turn you lazy. Play golf. It'll make you crazy. Something strange happens to your brain when you take a big swing with that little white ball. It don't matter if we win or lose. Even birdie par and double bogey too. The boys are calling, so we're gonna play golf. Nice shot, Arnold. In-laws are coming over.